All right, good morning, everybody. Thank God for filters on the camera because I don't look this polished without this filter. That's just the honest truth. I did a post a couple days, yesterday actually, on LinkedIn, and I talked about how the things that I desired and requested from God very quickly after my request or my prayer to God or my request to God, or even like on a fast. Going for some of you, you might be going on a fast, to get closer to God or to get an answer heard from God. Very similar to my experience when I began this journey of awakening. If you haven't been following me, I went on a journey with God, and I had an encounter with God about now 8 years ago, and my request and my prayer to God was for God to show me who I was. And God began showing me my shadows, my inner internal baggage that I was carrying, and how I thought I had to show up. And so going on that journey was very hard because I had to release this identity in this form, or this sense of self, and so many layers and components that came with that. And it became hard because I was so hardwired in those beliefs. But God is so faithful. And not only is God so faithful, but the universe that is made up and is created by God is also energy. And how God has created the universe, there's always going to level out and balance out who you are. And so with that, when God began showing me who I was, there had to be stuff that had to come out of me, belief patterns that I had to release from, that I was stuck to because I was hardwired in fear. And because of my past experiences, I thought I had valid reasons as to why I should stay the way that I was, why I should believe the way that I was. The way that I was believing, and I had validation. I was holding on to that as my sense of safety. I didn't know how to let go and let God. And so over time, the universe was always and is always on my side. And I believe that God used, it just is what it is, meaning that the truth will always be the truth. No matter how much you try to hide from the truth is always inside of you. And so life experiences, things that might cause friction on a what you think is more of a physical level, really is more of a spiritual untying. It's more of a spiritual releasing and letting go. So you might have an agreement to something or a belief tied to something. But really it is about, of course, it is about what we believe. Like if there's a belief pattern that you might have, for example, if you have a belief pattern of feeling that you're not enough, or a belief pattern of feeling that you're less than, or a belief pattern of feeling that you aren't seen, a belief pattern of feeling that life is hard, a belief pattern, if you have those belief patterns, the underlayer of that belief pattern is tied to an energy. It's tied to what you are tied to energetically, what you are tied to spiritually. So many times people, you might see a certain group of people who might hang out with people who gossip, right? And so it is not really necessarily the word gossip. It is not really necessarily what people are talking about. It is the energy behind it. So I want you to understand that not only our belief patterns, it's very important that we understand what we are believing about ourselves, but more importantly, the energy that is tied to it. This is why I awakened, and this is why I had my friction. I had that divine awakening. I had that gong that went off in my head. I had to experience the pain, to experience the hurt, to experience that because I had to awaken. And when I awakened to the truth of who I was, right? And so many times, for example, you might be in a turmoil, you might be in a tornado, or you feel like you can't see, or you can't find your way out. And oftentimes the reason why we're in that web, or we're in that cycle, it is because it is like the sign of God trying to show you what it is that you are tied to, what belief pattern that you are tied to that has caused you to feel as though you were tied in those beliefs. And when you are tied in those beliefs, it is very good to examine what that belief pattern comes from, and to allow yourself to listen to the truth. And many times, because of our fears, because of our past experiences, we aren't allowing ourselves to listen to the truth. We rather for some of us, hold on to that belief pattern, or hold on to that fear, or hold on to that stronghold. And so this is why I said that in the post that I post on LinkedIn. I said that oftentimes what we pray for, like I mentioned earlier, when we're praying to God, the things that we're requesting from God, or what we desire to manifest in our lives, God will show you. God will show you the things that you're holding on to. God will show you the belief patterns that you're carrying, that is the block to not allowing that channel to come through, not allowing that blessing to come through. Are you following me? And so this is why I do the healing work. One, because I'm called to do it, and called to share this message that I think many people are in the dark. Many people are troubled by a lot of things. Many people are even triggered by the same thing. And, I'll talk about that in a minute. But many of us are going through that same cycle, and we feel powerless. And that is because we aren't aware that is really the opportunity for it to break. That's the opportunity for you to release it. That's the opportunity to go with God, to go to God and ask, what is it? God will always reveal you. God will always reveal what you're holding on to. And God will always reveal just the truth. And it is the power that you have. You are connected to the divine. You are supported by the divine. And to just go easy on yourself when those chains are broken, when God reveals the truth, because when God reveals the truth, it is for your good. When God reveals the truth, it is so that you can be blessed. It's not to punish you. It's not to keep you in this loop. is for you to recognize the power that you have to break those chains, to detach from that energetic cord, and to accept the truth of what God is telling you. You know, fear hides the truth. I'm going to say that again. Fear hides the truth. I'm going to say that one more time. Fear hides the truth. Fear hides the truth. But God is truth. And you have truth living on the inside of you. You have God living on the inside of you. And your blueprint, your map, the guiding compass is inside of you. I used to believe, my belief pattern was thinking that taking action meant doing something in the tangible first. I have found that the tangible first, from my experience, was a lack mentality. And let me share with you what I mean by that. It was a lack mentality because I didn't allow myself to pause and be at peace and to listen first. I did things sometimes out of fear of losing, out of fear of missing out. And so I took action based out of scarcity, not out of trust. And God had to rewire me and took me on this journey and told me what to let go of and how to trust and what promise God had for me and what expected in was going to happen. But I had to follow this path that God had me on. I had to heed, even if it didn't make sense. And I'm encouraging you to do what doesn't make sense when God is telling you to do something. I'm encouraging you. I'm rooting for you to do it if it doesn't make sense. I'm encouraging you to drown out the noise. I'm encouraging you to get quiet with God. How grateful I am that I took this journey when it didn't make sense. When God told me to let go of certain things, let go of certain belief patterns. And I was so hardwired in fear. I was so hardwired in holding on. And just this morning, not only just this morning, but I've just had flickers along the way, just signs along the way of God, of me realizing, oh my God, that's why you told me to let go of this. Oh my God, that's why you gave me this instruction. Because had I not listened and had I clung on to my fear, or had I looked at what the tangible looked like in 3D with my naked eye, and had I not listened within myself and listened to God, I would have been in a deeper hole. I would have been sort of in that web, or trapped by the enemy, and trapped within myself, not knowing that the guiding compass is within myself. And it may not even make sense to the naked eye. It don't even, and to be honest with you, it don't even matter. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't make sense to the eye. I'm going to say that again. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't make sense to the eye. I'm going to say that one more time. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to the naked eye. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The truth lies within. And if you continue to follow that compass within you, you'll never go astray. You might stumble. You might cry. Like, I just cried this morning just to release what I was triggered by. But it's worth it because it wants to set you free. Scripture says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm just encouraging you to listen within and to follow your heart, because that's where the spirit lies. They talk about, not trusting your heart. No, follow your heart. That's where love lives. That's where joy lives. That's where your passion lives. And so follow that. God knows your blueprint, and that blueprint is on the inside of you. The reason why your fingerprint is different from anybody else's, my own analogy, this is my own perception of something, my opinion. I didn't do any research on it, but I believe that the reason why everybody's fingerprint is different is because of that everybody has their own divine blueprint. I encourage you to follow the truth. Follow what God is telling you. Follow that path, because it continues to unfold. We go from glory to glory. follow it. Follow the path. Don't lean into your own understanding. It's okay to hash it out. Find someone that you can be honest with. Find someone that you can share your insecurities with. And if you don't have anyone, talk to God. Ask God to bring that into your life. It's important. You need that, in my opinion. You need that. Someone who's going to tell you the truth. Someone who's, going to be not judgmental, but listen to the truth. I got to go in. I have an appointment to finish up some business stuff, business-wise for my business. So, that's basically it. If this video resonates with you and you believe it's going to help somebody, go ahead and, share this video with somebody else. I also work with people, helping people unpack, men and women, to unlock their subconscious fears. I'm really, really good at it because I do this work on myself. Not only I do this work, I've been called to this work on myself of healing, but I help others heal from their subconscious blocks so that they can see the truth and call in those things that is already in them to be manifested. That's all I got. I'll leave my link at the bottom if you would like to work with me. Other than that, that's all I have. Bye.